When it comes to rogue divisions, few match the cold-hearted ruthlessness of the 3rd SS Panzer Totenkopf. This elite division was formed in 1939 from the Standarten of the SSTV. Its name, Totenkopf, is German for death's head, the skull and crossbones symbol, and it is thus sometimes referred to as the Death's Head Division. The division was formed through the expansion of Kampfgruppe Eike, a battle group named, in keeping with German military practice, after its commander, Theodor Eike. Most of the battle group's personnel had been transferred to the Waffen-SS from concentration camp guard units, which were known collectively as SS Totenkopfverbände. Others were former members of Selbstschutz, ethnic German militias that had committed war crimes in Poland. The division became notorious for its brutality and committed numerous war crimes, including the Le Paradis and Chasselet massacres. As early as 1939, the division Totenkopfverbände troops were called on to carry out police and security measures in the Poland. What these measures involved is demonstrated by the record of SS Totenkopf Standarte Brandenburg. The division arrived in Wrocław on the 22nd of September 1939 and embarked on a 4-day Jewish action that included the burning of synagogues and the execution en masse of the leaders of the Jewish community. On 29 September, the Standard traveled to Bydgoszcz to conduct an intelligentsia action. The German intelligence action, resulting in the mass murder of approximately 100,000 Poles. Totenkopf was initially held in reserve during the Battle of France and invasion of the Low Countries in May 1940. The division was committed in May to the front in Belgium. Later, it was decided that Totenkopf would reinforce the breakthrough of Erwin Rommel's 7th Panzer Division in the Cambrai area. Reaching the Bazuel area, straddling both sides of the river, it arrived on the front on 19th May, facing elements of the French 1st Moroccan Infantry Division, 5th North African Infantry Division, and 9th Motorized Division. Totenkopf suffered 16 dead and 53 wounded while killing 200 Moroccan soldiers in its first day in action. It trapped the Moroccan force in the center around the market square, eventually captured thousands of remaining troops. Soldiers from Totenkopf executed many captured Moroccans due to Arabs being considered racially inferior. On the morning of the next day, May 20th, it contained a major Moroccan counterattack near Ribeauville, driving it back with its own counterattack before crossing the Serle River and linking up with Rommel's division in the outskirts of Cambrai. Overall, in the actions around the Cambrai-Sambre area, the division captured 16,000 troops. Soldiers of the division executed an unknown number of black prisoners of war from the 25th Senegalese Tirailleur Regiment in mid-June 1940. The incidents, photographed by the German perpetrators, was the Chasselet massacre, which took place on 19th June 1940 near Lyon. Soldiers of the 25e Régiment de Tirailleurs Sénégalais surrendered to the German troops in this area after exhausting their ammunition. Following the surrender, some 50 tirailleurs were separated from their white officers and ordered to stand in an open field where they were machine-gunned by German tanks. If you're enjoying this video, please subscribe and like to support more content. We really appreciate it. The tanks then drove back and forth over the bodies of the dead tirailleurs to ensure there would be no survivors. On the same day, a further 14 tirailleurs were executed at Cillé-le-Guillaume. Whilst subsequently trying to drive through to the coast, Totenkopf was involved in the Battle of Arras. On May 21st, British units overran the Totenkopf's positions. Their standard anti-tank gun, the 3.7-centimeter Pak 36, being no match for the British Matilda tank, although they quickly halted the British. In the following days, The unit committed several large-scale massacres of French civilians, most notable the Belles-Monchel and Aubigny-en-Artois massacres. On 27th of May, the 4th Company of the Totenkopf, under the command of Hauptsturmführer Fritz Knöchlein, committed the Le Paradis massacre, where 97 soldiers of the 2nd Battalion, Royal Norfolk Regiment, were machine-gunned after surrendering, with survivors killed with bayonets. Only 2 men survived. In April 1941, the division was ordered east to join Field Marshal Wilhelm von Lieb's Army Group North. Lieb's force was tasked with advancing on Leningrad and formed the northern wing of Operation Barbarossa. Totenkopf took part in the advance through Lithuania and Latvia, and by July had breached the Stalin Line. The division then advanced past Demyansk to Leningrad, where it was involved in heavy fighting in August. During the Soviet winter counter-offensive, the division was encircled for several months near Demyansk, in what became known as the Demyansk Pocket. At Demyansk, about 80% of its men were killed, wounded, or missing in action before they broke out of the pocket and being sent to France. In February 1943, the division was moved back to the Eastern Front as part of Erich von Manstein's Army Group South. The division took part in the Third Battle of Kharkov, blunting the Soviet offensive. During this campaign, Theodor Eicke was killed when his spotter aircraft was shot down. Hermann Priess succeeded Eicke as commander. The SS Panzer Corps, including the division, was then shifted north to take part in Operation Citadel, the offensive aimed at reducing the Kursk salient. It was during February 1943 that the 3rd SS Panzer Regiment received a company of Tiger I heavy tanks. The 3rd Panzer, along with the SS Division Das Reich, were engaged in heavy fighting at Kursk as part of the reformed 6th Army. The losses were staggering, reducing the division to a mere 20 tanks with the loss of 1,500 men. The division reformed at Kharkov, subsequently retreating to the Romanian border. The division then found itself in April 1944 in Warsaw, with fresh Panther tanks fending off Soviet probes around Warsaw, achieving the destruction of the Soviet 3rd Tank Corps and helping the formation of Army Group Vistula. By New Year, the division was fighting in Budapest, where the remnants of the division surrendered on 9th May 1945 to American forces in Czechoslovakia, but were handed over to the Soviets.